My Daniel Reese, my kind of long story short, almost maybe 2013, 14, somewhere in there. I was just running around the city, trying to do multiplying groups. Read the book Multiply. I thought that'd be good. Try to make my own curriculum. Didn't multiply. Ended up crossing paths with the guys. I was doing some work in Indonesia and crossed paths with this guy there, seeing a great movement in Indonesia. And so just rocked my world. So now I come back to the whole person of peace concept, and around 2014 or 15, somewhere in there, crossed paths with a fellow with the same accent as me from Booger Holler, and got some more tools, more investment. And he kicked me over to a guy named Chuck Wood, who started kind of investing, I think it was weekly or monthly meetings. Awesome. And, it might have been 2015 or something like that, maybe 14. And so continued to do this as a pastor in Asheville. Most of you guys know our story. There, in the end, I think we had churches in every affordable housing area. I've seen some third-generation church, around 80 baptisms locally, altogether around 100 baptisms, things that we'd tracked. And we're really excited. Church didn't like it. We pay you to invest in us, you're always planting all these other churches. And growing vision for, always had a lot larger sense, this is for the U.S. and beyond. And so the Lord read the book Prayer of Jabez, enlarge my territory. Just joking. Lord decided to enlarge your territory.
Prayer of Jabez.
That's one for you to write.
Yeah. So Jeff cast vision for us.
A lot of people read it.
Would you come focus and coordinate strategy in Charlotte? And so I started exploring that, making trips there, and so the Lord really confirmed that. I said, Lord, let me baptize somebody there. And the first time we went there, shared the gospel with a fellow, and started doing DBS there within a month or so. Ended up baptizing this Nepali guy, a Hindu, and his dad came to the Lord, but the young man came to Christ. And I asked for another confirmation. The Lord gave me that, so I said, all right, let's go. And so off we moved to Charlotte. That was 1 year ago. We launched to Charlotte. And God was gracious. We were planning just to raise up a local Charlotte-born bred team, but the Lord graced us with a couple other families that just crossed paths with, cast vision to, and they said, man, we'd love to join you. So my vision kind of changed to like really investing in these guys, and what I shared with these other 2 units is I'm coming here for a season. Come learn, and maybe you do this in another place, another time. And our geographic region really is like the land of obedience. That's my region. So I'm just kind of following the Lord. Charlotte ends up being kind of our local place. And just wanted to see these brothers, sisters grow, be autonomous. The way I grow, the way people have led me is like, here's how you do it. Now go do it, and call me if you need me. And so I found out just as a leader, I have like 2 gears. One is like really loving and pastoral, and like, here's how you do it. Can you do this? Good. Let's do this together. Okay, jump in and swim. Me too. I'll see you on the other side of the lake. And so it's worked well for me, but I've learned, that was a stuckage for me, just learning. And learning to manage expectations of missionaries. I've pastored people, congregants, but not people moving to a new city and all like that. So it's been a great learning experience as well. Today they're able to plant. They're harvest beasts. One's launching to London in a number of months. Work with a team there with Jacob Boss, and another will be launching into South America, and another I'm not sure yet. But there's always kind of took that vision. One thing I observed with that is looking for the people that give me Charlotte or I die kind of people. For me personally, whatever city I'm in, whether it's Boston or I wake up in Charlotte, most days I'm in Charlotte, and I wake up and I go, 40 people are dying going to hell in this city today. And I live and breathe like that. And if you're like a laborer on my team, if that plate's spinning good, you got it. Call me if you need me, and I'm going to new places, new zip codes. So there's 10 counties 1.9 million lost. That's conservatively. A large religious spirit of religious competitiveness. I call it spiritual entrepreneurship. Everybody wants to give you their business card and tell you the cool thing they're doing and recruit you to their thing. Yep. And so you jump into that mix where we are trying to recruit laborers, and it's just a dirty game. And I believe it's the Lord's leading, but I decided to kind of experiment with this, just feeling like good things were happening as far as in the harvest, and that things were happening to get to third and fourth generation church, that I could afford as city strategist to spend some more time searching for more laborers. And so I've taken the past 4 months at least to kiss babies, shake hands, and cast vision. And I mean, showing up to all the meetings, and I like, if I try something, I pour myself totally into it and run the machine until it breaks, then I put it back together and I go, okay, this is what, that's my learning process. So I poured myself into this. A lot of people know my name. A lot of people know what we're about, but it hasn't resulted in a whole lot. So it's been that's been something I've learned the last probably 4 months. I've gone to a lot of meetings. I've cast a lot of vision. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people want to solve poverty and this and that. Mm-hmm. I've dropped a lot of grenades in a lot of meetings. Just saying, call me, here's my card, lay my card down. 40 people died and went to hell today. And I just got back from India, where there are people that are more poor than the people we're calling impoverished here, that are more concerned about people dying and going to hell in their city. I don't tell them, by the way, as far as where the poverty line in Charlotte is, I fall below it. And I don't want your money. I want you to come share the gospel with people. Nonetheless, that's been training a whole lot of training. I couldn't even tell you how many churches we've trained. My intent also, I've noticed, was like, okay, for these local guys, focus here in Charlotte. And I had real freedom. Lord enlarged my vision almost before we launched to the Northeast. And so I had a strong sense that that this would happen in Charlotte. And so God gave me freedom. I mean, sometimes I wake up, I having like I'm a Baptist, so this is special for me, but I'm having like a dream, just wake up, dream about places in the Northeast, and I'll wake up so full of energy, like I feel like I could run to the Northeast, like I could get out, forget the car, like just run, like it just energized me for this and made it real clear, like I'm gonna raise up teams in Boston, Philadelphia, New Jersey, and these places. So I just started to press in there and have some training, stuff like that going on in those places, DC, and brother up there in Philadelphia, seen about 9 different groups, 3 or 4 identifying as church. And so I continued to kind of keep an eye on the work in Asheville, and God's blessing some things in between Asheville and Charlotte, Hendersonville. I did a training there not too long ago, and it was like one training, and God brought together. Usually, I'm happy if there's a church start come out of a training or a solid labor. In one training, God brought together like a coalition. It was like first training. The next day, one of the guys got fired, which is one of the benchmarks of success for good training for me. Is a staff member gets fired, and he's committed in full time. And another young man committed his whole life to this. This is just one training. 2 guys committed their life to this, and they went and reproduced this in South America, and 1 residency started. If you could do that in every training, that'd be nice. So it's just the Lord's really made it evident, and so I'm passing a lot of that off to our team in Asheville, which is this is a great blessing for them. They persevered for a long time. Things just like some stockages. A lot of the stockages have been inside of me, and so a lot of it's just like I said, I'm learning to obey. All my stockages are here. I'm learning to love people better, learning to shepherd people. I've learned that I can be like an apostolic jerk. I can apostolic myself right out of friends, and team. And so learning the value of leading people differently, managing expectations, how to lead families. Families on mission, how to lead other families on mission. Roles for women, helping them not feel overpressured, managing a team like that. Other kind of fun stockages in the north are like, high ecclesiology. People are coming out of high ecclesiology. I don't know if anybody here came out of a Catholic background, or a high church, but ecclesiology becomes a really fun stockage to kind of navigate through. As well as on the front end, if you've done much ministry, like Malibu, for example, you got to find you know, you gotta find new ways to engage people in field 2. Not just a gospel tool, but like where in field 1, where we find door-to-door is not working well. I'm not giving up on it, but door-to-door is not working well in most parts of the north, looks like. So just trying some fun things, some bus stops and train station places, and even setting up like a little prayer booth and stuff like that. Just exploring some fun things like that. Yeah, it was one of the goals was for our guys to be able to all lead a 4-day to plant a church and learn to lead their team. To date, they can definitely plant a church. They have definitely learned the value of like being autonomous and starting their own team. At first, it was kind of like, hey, we want more interaction, and now it's like, hey, we got it. And so I think recently saw one of our teammates who just kind of clustered them together with another one, and they have a really nice church at their home with the fruit of a lot of their Timothys. So it's like the growing pains of kind of being pushed out. I feel like there's been, you know, kind of like not exactly sink or swim. I'm not saying sink or swim works, but in the end, you know, people start swimming, and so I'm excited about what the future holds for them. Other stuckage. Stuckage, I'm still like, where's the give me Charlotte or I die folks? I feel like I have a couple. One of them's a brother that Puck's raised up. I feel like he's a give me Charlotte or I die kind of guy. And so, man, I'm just believing God for more of those in every city. People like that. Stuckage I'm getting at is when we tell people on the front end, this is for something else, this is the gymnasium for you to go somewhere else. Big stuckage is they believe you. You know, and when they believe you, they're not give me this city or I die. And so there's something to be discussed with that. Yeah, I can just leave it there. Yeah, I think like it seems that things that ebb and flow at around 15 to 30 groups. There's been a big focus on the nations. We got African, Burmese, Vietnamese. A lot of cool stories with those different people groups.